I got a little tongue twister for everybody, and it goes a little something like this. Welcome back, nerds, to Not Safe for Work Nerd. I am the LA nerd, Joel Reeves. Whew. Say that 3 times fast. Welcome back, everybody, and I realized right before I was going to make this video that El Camino, Breaking Bad, really isn't that nerdy. And this is kind of a nerdy channel. But you know what? I geek out about Breaking Bad so hard that I declare it's nerdy for this purpose, and so I'm doing this video. I did the trailer reaction for El Camino, and I just watched it today. Holy shit. It's good. If you're not a Breaking Bad fan, or if you haven't seen Breaking Bad, I hate you. We're not friends anymore. No, you need to see it. I think it was before Game of Thrones became the show to binge. I think Breaking Bad started that trend. They're the original AMC bad boys, and the show will live on forever. I've watched it a few times now. I'll watch it a few times more. If and when I have kids, they're gonna watch it. If and when they have kids, they're gonna watch it. It is a cinematic masterpiece of television, and Vince Gilligan is a genius. Now look, was this movie necessary? No. But were all of us, the fans, asking for it? 100% yes. And that is why they made it, and that is why I'm thankful that it is made. And this movie picks up right after the events of the last episode of Breaking Bad. Jesse is escaping, and just like they kind of show in the trailer, where is the first place you would go? To your best friend's house. He shows up to Skinny Pete and Badger. Safety, home away from home, ride or die, as they say, and they take care of him as they always do. And Skinny Pete might be the MVP of this whole movie. He gives him a bunch of cash, takes the hot car off of him, gives him another car. Sorry, Badger, it's your car. And he gets away. And that's kind of the last time we see them, and it might be the last time that Jesse ever sees them. But this really isn't about other Breaking Bad characters. It's not supposed to be a big reunion episode, you know? They did what they needed to do. They served their purpose of helping Pinkman, and he goes on his way. There are a plethora of cameos in this movie, but they all serve their purpose, and it's not just fanfare. We see Jesse Plemons come back as Todd, and that's kind of, I would say, the main antagonist of the movie, even though it's it's all flashbacks. We get to see a lot of that interaction of him in the Nazi holding cell relationship he has with Todd that wasn't shown in the show. Todd takes him on this weird fucking field trip to get rid of this maid that he had killed, and it's this really weird interaction. It's just really more deep character building for Todd. We always knew he was a fucking weirdo in the show, and we had no idea how fucking weird he was, but it really serves as a driving purpose for Jesse to get this money that he knows Todd has. And that's what Jesse needs. He needs this money to escape, to finally move on with his life. I think there's a saying that money can't buy happiness. In this case, money could literally solve all of Jesse Pinkman's problems. One of the biggest comebacks we see in this movie is the man in the red van, who Robert Forster just died. Rest in peace, good sir. But there's that episode where the van comes by. Jesse has the chance to run away forever, and he doesn't do it. Well, obviously, after all the torture he's endured, he regrets that immensely. So he goes and he finds the man. He is short $1,800 out of $250,000, and this man still won't take his deal. So Jesse has to commit further atrocious acts, more so than he's already done, to break his soul even further. He steals from his parents, and he has a sweet Western gun battle against two of the Nazi sympathizer kind of dudes who helped build this cage that Jesse was kept in for the last season of Breaking Bad. And not only does Jesse commit more murder, though it was, in the right for him to do so, steals from his parents, and it's one last goodbye for Jesse to, I think, finally go back to not even pre-Breaking Bad, because he was like a stoner loser. The final evolution of Jesse is being an actual good person, finally becoming maybe the person that Walt always knew he could be, even though he took him down the completely wrong fucking path. And out of all the cameos from this, I think that the Walter White one is the best. I would say it's smack dab in the middle of the season is when it's supposed to take place. And it's just them eating lunch, Jesse acting like a baller because he's got all the money, and Walt really needs to sell $1 million worth of meth right now. And I think it's right before they meet Gus, because they need a large buyer. And you really see their relationship, I think, at its peak before everything turns to shit in this scene. And I loved it so much. Aaron Paul shows his range so much in the show. He literally goes from beaten down, shell of a person, Reek from Game of Thrones style person, to revenge mode, Jesse Pinkman, kind of a badass we always knew he was. Then there's a flashback where he's all, yeah, science, bitch. He goes through all of these characters in one movie, and that just shows the range that Aaron Paul has, and it was amazing. I don't want to talk about it too much because I just want you guys to watch it. If you're not a fan of Breaking Bad, you have to watch the series first. That is an obvious statement, I would assume. But if it wasn't, you have to. I mean, you have to anyway, but you have to for this movie. And then go watch this movie because it's fucking amazing. All the acting is great. The cinematography, oh my God. If you're going through Breaking Bad for the first time, just pay attention to the camera moves, the framing, the lighting. And we lose none of that in this movie. It is the Breaking Bad we always knew and always want to know. And I'm glad that it was just all there in spirit. He finally gets the vacuum salesman to take him to Alaska. Shout out to Mike, who gave him that idea from the series. Great way to open the show. Finally gets to Alaska, and I think it's a beautiful juxtaposition shot of the end of Breaking Bad and the beginning of this movie, where he's speeding away, screaming, deranged, crazy, needing to escape. And this shot where he's calmly driving into the serene Alaskan wilderness, finally at peace, I guess. And I just love that filmmaking style. Vince Gilligan is a god, and I will never say otherwise. Do I want more Breaking Bad? Yes, always. But what other stories are there to tell? Everybody's dead. Jesse's story is over unless he decides to start cooking more meth, which I don't think he will. So that story is over. Saul has his own show. I'm honestly glad that he didn't have a cameo in this movie because he's got his own shit going on. I think the Breaking Bad story is done. I've heard a lot of people call this an epilogue, and that is a phenomenal way to describe it. Breaking Bad was a perfect show, but there was that little nagging end with Jesse, and this was a cherry on top, a kiss on the cheek good night. It was an epilogue to Breaking Bad, and I am so fucking thankful that it happened. I give it a fucking 9 out of 10. I loved it so much. The only reason I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10 is because nothing is perfect. You know, but I fucking loved it. Again, I cannot stress enough that you need to watch Breaking Bad. And then watch El Camino. And then go watch all my other fucking videos on this channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm the LA Nerd Joel Reeves. You can find me as that everywhere on the internet. Please give me a like and subscribe. I keep saying this, but it keeps working. So superstition, I have to keep saying it. Every video I get about 5 to 10 new subscribers. That's fucking great. Let's keep that train rolling. Please help me out. Let's follow me to the moon. I will be doing more nerdy shit after this El Camino. I'm sorry. I'll get back on track. But thank you as always. Stay nerdy.